The time has finally come, as promised, to talk about the upcoming weapon pack now that the third and final AR has been revealed on EW's stream, and that of course was the 308, and we'll get into each specific weapon in just a moment, but a lot of you guys have been asking for my thoughts on all the different weapons, and basically we're just going to go through each today and look at kind of the comparison to their counterparts as for what is normally used in loadouts, and just basically determine from what we've seen so far if they're likely to replace what we usually use, or if they'll maybe just be a kind of fun weapon to bring here and there. And I think it only makes sense to start with the newest weapon, the AR-10 308. It is 3.5 units, the same weight as like the 303 or M1. It's got a 5-round mag, and it zeroes the same as the 303 and M1 as well. It's got that 75, 150, and 300 meter zero range. So its class is 4-8, same as the 303 and M1 once again, and the big question is, will it replace the M1 for me? At least in the near future, I think it will. It's the new weapon, we'll use it, but I might mostly run with the smaller game ARs in the long run, kind of as a good balance in what I'd be more likely to use in real life. It will be interesting though to compare it with the other medium game rifles. Like the big thing is likely to be red deer grinding or future Grey 1 grinds. From what I've seen on EW's live streams, it would be kind of making a choice to be less efficient by not carrying the 308. It definitely appears to be significantly more powerful than the M1 for instance, but no doubt we'll take it through its paces and see how it does in those scenarios. I do think that it's going to potentially be really viable for grinding in particular, but I just do feel like, at least for me, like I hunt with a bolt action 7mm Odd 8 in real life. I'm not sure that I'd want to carry a big game AR in game, but it kind of depends. Like I said, if I'm actively making a choice to be less efficient, that doesn't really match my normal style. I usually pick the long-range weapons that are going to allow me to get as many kills as possible in as short a period of time. If the 308 does that, it might just become the new medium game rifle that we carry. Now, of course, as we've been talking about on streams, the 308 is the only completely new caliber coming to Call of the Wild. We knew from the previous reveals the 223 and 22 calibers themselves were already in the game. So let's move to the second biggest AR, the AR-15 223. Once again, it's got a 5-round mag, but the big difference here is it is unique in its weight. 3 units makes it slightly heavier than the 223, which is 2.5, and slightly lighter than the 243, which is 3.5. They've got the same zero ranges once again of 75, 150, and 300, and the same classes as the 223 Docent, classes 2 to 4. So again, the big question is, will it replace the 243 in my loadouts? And I think the answer is almost definitely. I want to test the long-range accuracy for myself, as the 223 Docent and 243 Ranger, when zeroed for 300 meters, really hit dead on at about 250. The power we've seen it display on EW stream, combined with the lightweight, make it extremely intriguing. We just need to see how it does at range. I think it's been shown consistently throughout the years I like my weapons to give me long-range capability. If the 223 AR-15 does that, it almost definitely is going to be a permanent fixture in our future loadouts. So then, last but not least, is the AR-15 22 LR, which is again that 5-round mag and 2.5 units, which puts it the same as the 22 Firant, and again with the same zero ranges, this time of 50, 100, and 150. Is class 1 naturally being a 22, and I think this one is interesting. The 22 Firant is already semi-automatic, they have the exact same weight, they have the exact same zero ranges, and quite frankly, this one still is an easy choice for me. It comes down to how they look. The AR platform 22s look way cooler. While the 22 Firant has that larger capacity of 10 rounds, I would like to think that 5 shots will be enough the majority of the time, and I think especially with the upcoming waterfowl rework that's been teased by EW, I would hope to see the 22s being more useful for rabbits and turkeys, stuff like that, and hopefully shotguns become the primary way to hunt ducks and geese going forward, but that does remain to be seen. So those are the 3 weapons upcoming in the new weapon pack, and I do want to say as well, in case you haven't heard it, on the 18th, just coming up in a couple of days, there is going to be a weekend of basically early access for content creators like we usually see with new maps. The release date, I believe EW said on stream, was supposed to be the 22nd, so it won't be for long, but we will have a better opportunity to test the weapons and really come up with a kind of I guess, more well-formed conclusion as to which weapons are going to be permanent fixtures in our loadouts, and which weapons might be just fun little hunts to go for, you know, like we often do with something like the 270 Warden. I really do think, though, there's a bit of a division in the community as far as should weapons like this be used or not, and when it comes down to it, there are a number of weapons that maybe wouldn't be legal in certain places. I mean, the M1 is semi-automatic, and there's normally have not been many complaints about that. I think it is the class of weapons themselves, and I think in terms of hunting style and stuff, while they're going to help some things, they're not going to make the game balance really any different. To me, maybe that added power of the 308 or the M1 might make it a little better, but I don't know that it's going to be so OP that you just have to get it if you want to keep up with other players. So I guess my point is, if you're against the concept of using them, you don't have to buy the weapon pack, and it's not going to be missing out. But for me, they look cool. I think they're going to be very useful. Generally, weapon packs are. The fog is doing some weird stuff, by the way, on screen. I don't know what that is about. But yeah, I mean, you usually see that. New weapon packs, the weapons have some utility, and I'm looking forward to getting to test them out here in a couple of days. I'm sure we'll be doing that on Friday, I believe is the 18th there, so looking forward to doing that. But those are my thoughts. Just a quick video, wanted to get that out there. And yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to giving a proper test later this week. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.